what is DCI? Hello? Nobody heard about the DCI? Come on, guys. You guys are from the RF background. Most of the guys are from the RF.
DCI is scheduling for a downlink and a uplink. DCI format that we are using for.
So, but what purpose? What does it do? Have you ever think of this? Okay, let me explain. See, let's explain like that. First of all, DCI means downlink control information. So the moment we call it control information, so obviously it does not has the data, but it says something, it instructs something. Okay, so because controlling means it is instructing something. Okay, let's take an example. We have a let's suppose the 1000 page of the book. Okay, book of 1000 page. Okay, first before do that, let's study here. See, in whole PRB we have two things. One is the PDCCH, okay, PDCCH, and then one is the PDSCH. Okay, now UV is here. Okay, now UV read PCFetch. Now UV come to know our signaling is here. Okay, but it does not know where. First of all, where I have to go. The one question, where I have to go. Okay, second thing, let's suppose by some mechanism we came to know, okay, my signaling is here. It means when I say my signaling is here, it means let's go here and this area will give me some information where I have to download my data. Let's suppose it says, bro, go and download your data from here. Okay, you download your data. So there are three processes. One is up to MIB I come to know, then I read this PDCCH. Under the PDCCH there is some information, we call it DCI. This is the information I need to read, but this information I need to read in PDCCH. Then this information, when I will read this information will tell you my data has to download in PDSCH, where it will tell you the location where to download. See, we have a bigger area, right? But we don't know which area is mine, up to how much symbol is mine, up to how much frequency is mine, how many RB I am getting assigned. Okay, I have to send CQI, what are my MCS, okay, with how much I have to download, what is my MIMO, all those things. Okay, UV does not know, but by reading this information, UV will come to know, and UV will go and directly on the PDSCH. Is basically is the DCI is basically the control information. When UV read this information, okay, then it will know, because actually data is here. Okay, actually data is somewhere here, but UV does not know. So UV will read the DCI. With the help of reading DCI, then UV will go the location and will start downloading the data. Up to here is okay. Okay, the question is DCI, but DCI will be in the PDCCH. So the PDCCH is the physical resource block. Under the physical resource block, see, there are many UVs. Some DCI is for other UVs, some DCI is, some PDCCH location is for, see, UV1, UV2, something like that, right? Similarly, all control information, all the control channel will be divided for many UVs. Similarly, for the data resources also divided by the many UVs. Okay, but idea of this whole thing is the UV should read this location and should read the DCI, and then it goes to the data to download. So better to understand like this. I always give one example. In the layman term, we have 1000 pages of book. Okay, now under 1000 book we have the different chapter. For example, one is the power control, one is the MIMO, one is scheduler. Okay, one is like anything, like anything, or like throughput, something like that. Okay, now you are a reader, you want to read. Okay, let's suppose you want to read a scheduler chapter. Okay, what will be your approach? How you will read the scheduler? There are two approach. See, the one approach is you start page, flip over, 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 and you will read the scheduler chapter. You will find, right? What can happen if you will be lucky? If you will be lucky, maybe in 1000 page, maybe on 50th page, okay, you will find your chapter, right? There is one thing. So if you are unlucky, maybe this chapter is at the 990th page. What will happen? You keep flipping, keep flipping, keep flipping, keep flipping, and you are taking so much time to read up to the 990th page, and then you start studying your scheduler page. Got my point? But this is not the good idea, and that's why in the book we have the index. Okay, so in the index, the second idea is, in the index what we do, we write down the page number. Okay, schedule, like the power control page number is page number 2, page number 5, page number 10, page number 50. Okay, so what you will do, you will read this index, and then if you want to read the scheduler, you just read index, and you got, okay, scheduler is a 15 number page. You just flip the 50 number page and you start reading the scheduler. Okay, now there are two things. Index can have maybe 2-3 page. Okay, 2-3 page. Index maybe 3 page. So that is your PDCCH. Okay, and now 997 page will be your PDSCH. Okay, but in the index, whatever is written like scheduler, power control, and whatever, that is your DCI. Okay, because in index there are many chapters. Okay, the one chapter is for scheduler. UV goes, readers goes, it has to read the scheduler, it reads scheduler, he know the page number, and it will go on the. So you can do the analogy, okay, for the PDCCH and PDSCH and DCI. So DCI is the information, or you can say the chapter name. Sorry, DCI is your chapter name. PDCCH is your index, that is number of pages, maybe 3 page of index, and then chapter, the chapter where you have to read, actually where you have to gain your knowledge, that is your PDSCH. This analogy, are you understanding or not? So DCI is your downlink control information. Okay, by reading the DCI, you will come to know what I have to do. So now there are different DCI. Okay, so the one is the format 0, format 1A, format 1A, sorry, format 1, format 1A, format 1B, format 1C, up to here format 4. So format 0 is for uplink. Uplink means, see, though it is going on downlink, but format 1A format 0 means when eNodeB send this format to UV, and UV will open this, and it will say, okay, I have to upload something. Some information is coming, and it is telling me where to upload in PUSCH. Okay, what is my hopping flag? What is my resource assignment in the uplink? Because see, all the scheduling, where is your information and where is not, it is always given by the eNodeB instruct. Either it is downlink or uplink. It is downlink, and then it is uplink. But eNodeB tell to the UV, bro, please start uploading from this area. Okay, UV scheduler does not do. UV scheduler does, but eNodeB instruct you. Okay, bro, please start. You want to upload something? Okay, no problem. You please upload from here, this location. You please upload from this location. For downlink, so that format, the information that is coming for the uplink, that format is format 0. For rest of the format is for the downlink. Okay, that is downlink assignment CISO. So downlink assignment CISO compact. What is compact? So CISO compact means the resource can be scheduled up to the 1 PRB. It's called the one. But in nutshell, that is single input, single output. For the MIMO, if you are using the MIMO, so you will either read the 1B, 1C, something like that. Okay, CISO minimum size. So these are the different. For example, if you are doing the beam farming, then you have to read the format 2B. Okay. Similarly for the TM9. Now that's why when your RNTI come, so information goes like this. It's not like that. It goes like this. DCI plus RNTI. You will read this. Then it come to know what to do. With the help of DCI, he know what to do. Sorry, with the RNTI, he know what to do. And with the help of RNTI is like the identifier. Like I'm in the I'm in the communication mode, or I'm doing the scheduling. I'm getting the paging, or I'm getting the system information. That is that kind of information. But where to do, on which PRB location I have to do, that will be given by the DCI. So that's why the UV read DCI plus RNTI together, and then it will get all the information what to do. Okay. So let's read one DCI in detail. Okay. What is the content of that? That is very important. Okay. So DCI tell what and where your PRB is available to send the data. Okay. So 4 generally very rarely used, because in the MIMO, uplink MIMO for 4x4 is rarely available. So 4 is, so generally you will see these are the formats. Okay. For example, here also, see, if you are SIRNTI, PRNTI and RRNTI, the format 1 and 1C. Okay. 1 and 1C. But for CRNTI, all the format, because we know it can be CISO, it can be MIMO, it can be 2x2, it can be anything. So CRNTI always have everything. CRNTI and SPC is CRNTI. SPC means for the voice, and this is for the data. Okay, this is for the data. Okay, so if you see, it will have all the RNTI. Okay, if you see, it will have all the RNTI. So sorry, all the DCI format. Okay, this RNTI, MRNTI, and then TPC RNTI, all 3 and 3C. Okay. So let's read. See, I'm not reading this. You go and read this. I will be good to know. You just come to me whether you understand or not, because this has been elaborations of what exactly all the format are doing. So it's the more elaborated form of this table. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the example of DCI. Okay, DCI 0. I'm just going to giving the example of format 0. I will just give you the example of 1, and then you can understand everything. Okay. What are the contained in the DCI? And this is very important, guys. Okay, please be careful. So DCI format 0. First of all, UV open the DCI and it finds these many fields: format, frequency hopping, RIV, MCS, NDI, TPC, cyclic shift, and CQI request. Okay. So now let's understand what are these things. Okay. See, this is the DCI. So let's UV receive this DCI, and this is the real example. Somebody has given this real example. Okay. So this DCI UV received. Okay. UV received. Now UV open and UV find something. The he will segregated this whole information into different bit. So the first bit, he will read the first bit. The length of this field, that is format, will be on 1 bit. So the first bit will always tell you the DCI format, either DCI format 0 or 1. Okay. If this field is 0, then DCI format will be 0. If this field is 1, it means the DCI format 1. Okay. First thing. So under this, what is the DCI format? DCI format 0, first of all. Now the second bit, that is also the bit length 1, that is 1. Okay. If it is 0, it means it is non-hopping. If it is 1, it means it is hopping. What is hopping and non-hopping? We will read here. Okay, don't worry. We will read here what is hopping and non-hopping. Okay, like your PDCCS is hopping or not, because this is for downlink. Okay, first of all, let me tell you, format 0 is for uplink. Format 0 is for uplink. Okay, so in uplink you have the PUCCH and PUSCH. Okay, so hopping means your data that you are sending the one data you are sending here, then you are not sending the another data here, you are sending the another data here. Okay, because in uplink the resource is like this, PUCCS is on the boundary and PUSCS is in between. So if I have to send two PDCCH, I will send one PDCCH from here and one PDCCH from here. Okay, why? This is called hopping. I'm keeping hopping, because if some interference is coming, at least you can randomize your interference. Okay, so either you are using the hopping or not, that will be told by informed by this bit number 2, and that is one bit. Okay, now there is a concept of RIV, that is resource indicator value. What is RIV? Resource indicator value. Okay, that is 11 bit. So next 11 bit will be your RIV. So what is 11 bit? This is first bit, this is first bit. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, if you will convert this 11 bit, the answer will be 1200. Okay, it can be other combinations. Okay, it can be other combinations, but this 11 bit binary, if you will convert into the decimal, it will come as a 1200. We will read what is the meaning of this 1200. Okay, but 11 bit is for RIV, and the full form of RIV is resource indicator value. See, these are very new concept, guys, so please make a good attention. Maybe if this level of knowledge you will having about the DCI, believe me, the interviewer will be very happy. He will be impressed, like, okay, this guys know the physical layer. Okay, now another bit, another 5 bit will be your MCS. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, I'm just giving one more thing, example of okay, keep MCS will be 18, something like that. You can read it. Okay, so the answer, so why it required 5 bit? Because the MCS is up to 30. Okay, MCS is up to 30 or maybe 28, up to 28, practically up to 28, but 2 MCS is for R&D purpose, that is up to 30. So represent this 30, you do not require more than 5 bit. You do not require more than 5. Similarly, for the resource also, we do not require more than 11 bit. That's why it is 11 bit. NDI means NDI bit. Now next bit is NDI. So here the NDI bit length will be 1. So the and the value is either 0 or 1. It's the length is 1 bit. The value can be 0 or 1. So currently the value is 1. 1 means, what is NDI? NDI means new data indicator. I will teach you what is NDI. Then another 2 bit is for TPC. TPC means transmit power control. Means you have to increase your power or decrease your power. This information is coming. Okay, so in case of this 0 1. Okay, now another 3 bit is cyclic shift. Then CQI request, like you are doing the CQI request, means under the same DCI, are you asking for the CQI also from the UV or not? If I'm sending you the format and I'm asking the UV, please bro, give me the CQI feedback as well. So this bit can be, this is the 1 bit, but it can be 0 or 1. If it is 0, it means I'm not asking you the CQI in the format, in the same format. If this bit is 1, it means Inode B is saying to the UV, bro, whenever you will send the uplink data, please send the CQI as well. Okay, so this is the complete field. Now let me tell you these two important things, RIV and NDI, because that I could not explain. So RIV is like 1200. What is the value? How we will do this? So 1200 means see, we know the bandwidth. I'm taking the example of this. This is for let's suppose example for 10 megahertz. because eNodeB knows and UV knows the bandwidth of the UV with the help of MIP. So 10 megahertz means how many PRB? That is 50 PRB. Okay. So there are two things. RIV is basically telling you the resource from where it has to start and how much, where, from where, and for how much. If you will come to know this part, then at least you will know your location. See, to download your data, you require two things. Okay. The one thing is from where to start and from how much bandwidth is required to download for me. How many RB you are giving me, 10 RB, 20 RB, and from where I have to take. So the equation will be something like that. NRB is equal to floor. Floor is a function. Floor is a function. So floor of RIV of max resource block. So if it is for 10 megahertz, then 1250. Okay, because 50 RB. So floor means 1200 divided by 50. How much it will be coming? 24, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So 24. So 24, but it can be it sometimes it's not required like 24. Maybe it can come 24.1, 24.5, maybe 25. Okay, it can come, but under this example, the answer is coming as 1200. The here example is 1200, and we are dividing by 50. It is coming as 24, but it can be coming as a 24.4. For example, if this value would be 1200. 1209, then what will happen? Then it will come as a fraction, right? So floor is the integer number nearest to that fraction. If the answer will be like 24.1, then it will be the 24. If answer will be 24.9, then it will be the 25. So nearest integer. Floor means the nearest integer, right? So it is 24, and then we will add 1 because the formula is like this. NRB is equal to NRB is equal to floor of this plus 1. So floor of this will be 50 plus 1 at 25. It means total resource block out of 50, the UV is being given 50 resource block. Okay, 50 resource block. It means 50 resource block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. We have, let's suppose, up to the 50. Okay, so we are getting 25 resource block, but still it is not clear from where. Okay, so from where will be told by the start of the RB modular 50. So 1200 mod of 50 will be 0. Maybe 1200 mod of maybe 1209. Sorry, 1209 mod of 50. If answer would be 9, it means the 9th resource block. Okay, in this case it is 0. So 0 to 25, this is the UV's location. Maybe for some other UV, the answer could be the 9. Maybe this answer start of the RB could be 9. It means from the 9th, from 0, 1, 2, from the 9th RB to the 25 RB. Are you getting this point or not? So RIV gives you two value. Your resource will be started from where and up to how much. So how much will be given by the NRB, and from where it has to start it with the help of RB, start RB. So the function will be like that. The function will be like RIV, this is for the start, and how much RB you are being allocated will be help of this. Okay, so in this case 25 RB you are being assigning, and that will start from the zeroth resource block. Okay, like 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. So it's like that. That is 25th. Let's suppose this much resource block, this UVV is being assigned. Until another is NDI. What is NDI? Actually, we have when we send the data, so this data can be, if your data is rejected, like if you receive the NAC, Okay, what will happen? You will send the data again. You will send the data again. You will send the data again. Okay, so that data is your redundant version of data. So that data that you are sending is the same data, because you can say you can send the same data if your data is rejecting. If e node b is giving the NAC, then maybe x data that you are sending, then you are sending again the x, again the x, again the x. Maybe you are sending y once the ACK is received. So these are the 4 redundant version. We will read about this, about this. Let me tell you, we will study about this. Don't worry about this. These are the RV. How many redundant version of data you are sending? We will read about this. So maybe there may be a chance the UV is sending same data or maybe the different data. If the NAC is going, like HARQ process is ongoing, if the previous data was rejected, or maybe the previous data he receive as a NAC, then UV will send the same data again for redundancy purpose. Okay, so if from previous to the one data is gone, the second data is, if this data is the same, then NDI value will be 0. If data is new, then NDI value 1. So it will keep toggling. So in case of NDI 1, it means the data which is coming from this UV is the new data. But let us suppose if this value would be 0, then eNodeB understand the previous data that UV sent, and now again he is sending, it is the same data. Or eNodeB saying to UV, bro, please send the same data again, because I am giving you the NDI value 0. Because UV read this, UV study, okay, this is 0. It means I have to send the data, same data again. I have to send same data again. So toggling, it can toggle from previous to the new, from previous to new. If it is toggling from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, it is the new data. UV is being instructed to send the new data. But if it is not toggling, if 1 1 1 1 1 or maybe 0 0 0 0 0, it means UV has to send the same data with some different redundant version. Got my point? Hello? Hello?
Can you explain again this NDI part?
I'm saying we have 4 redundant version of data. Okay. Okay. Data 1. You send data 1. Okay. Let's suppose this data is X. Okay. Now eNodeB thought, okay, now that's very good. No problem. He received. Then eNodeB send the DCI. You read, and eNodeB said, bro, send another data. Now here the RIV value was 1. Sorry, NDI value was 1. Let's suppose. Now eNodeB sending the NDI value is 0. Now eNodeB instructed to UV send the another data, and this data is new. Earlier you sent hi Sumit. Now you are sending how are you. Okay, so from previous to the new, this bit will be changed. Okay, bit will be changed from 1 to 0. Now how are you, where are you, now it will be 1 in next version. Okay, but for example, if you send hi Sumit, okay, and eNodeB rejected them because of the NAC, I mean NAC receive, because of some RF environment or something, it could not receive. What eNodeB will say, please send again. Then he will say hi Sumit. Again he will say hi Sumit. So it will be 1 1 1. Okay, it means eNodeB is instructing to UV to send the same data again, but different version, but the data would be same. Okay, so if the data from the previous data, I mean from the previous transmission to the another transmission, if the data is same, then NDI value will not change. If it is 1, then it will be 1. If it is 1, then it will be 1. But if NDI value is changing, toggling 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, it means UV is being instructed to send the different data. That is new data rather than showing the different data. Getting my point? Once again, hello? Hello?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Please let me know if there is any confusion. I can explain again. So you are sending something, that data can fail or that data can be received. If data can be received, then in the next data that you are sending, the NDI value will not change. NDI value will be changed. If in the previous one the NDI was 1, then the next one NDI will be 0. But if the previous data got fail, and you are, because since that data got fail, then you have to send the same data again. Then in this time when you will send, your NDI will be, earlier was NDI 1, then again NDI will be 1. You will not toggle. So with the help of NDI, eNote B instruct the UV, bro, when you will send the data, you will send the same data again, or you will have to send the different data. Okay, you will have to send the redundant data, or you will have to send the very new data, next data. Are you getting my point? Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Okay, so this RIV and NDI MCS is important. Then sometimes CQI, sometimes UV ask, bro, see UV CQI can be sent in the PUCCH and PUSCH. Okay, let's suppose UV send something and eNote B want CQI reporting. So he will put this value either 0 or 1. He will ask, bro, whenever you will send the data, you send the data, but at the same time you please send me the CQI as well. So if this information will be 1, it means the eNote B is instructing the UV to send the CQI as well. Okay, so whenever next time the UV will send the data, he will put the CQI value as well, my CQI information. Okay, but if this value is 0, it means he will not report the CQI in the next reporting. Okay, okay, one more thing, if it is for format 0, then the next data that will be transmitted, that will be after 3 milliseconds. See, if it is the format 1, that is for downlink. So downlink can be on the same subframe. You instructed, and you then eNote B, and data is also going on the same subframe. DCI is going in the same. See, we have the subframe. Okay, we have the subframe 0. So I am sending the DCI, and then I am sending the data as well in the same subframe. But if it is for the uplink, I send the DCI. Now UV will send the data in uplink, but the UV will send the data uplink in after 3 milliseconds, after third frame. Okay, in case of FDD. But in case of TDD, it will send after 3 milliseconds whatever uplink subframe will be started. Because in TDD, we, no, D U D U. Maybe this data came here. So UV can send the uplink up to here, but no, after 3 milliseconds, whatever uplink subframe will come, it will send the data here. Got my point? It cannot send on immediate next uplink. It has to pass the 3 millisecond. Then whatever after 3 millisecond the uplink will come. Maybe the uplink is not coming. Maybe uplink is coming after 5 millisecond. Okay, fifth subframe. But whatever the next uplink after 3 millisecond, the eNote will send the data. Okay, but in case of downlink, there may be a possibility the DCI is coming in the same subframe, the data is also coming. Okay, so this is the difference you should know. So I will not explain much about other DCI, because that is also like resource allocation, RIV value, MCS, ARC process, NDI, RV, TPC, all these things will be there. So you can read much more detail. Okay, if you are interested, but at least the one example is enough to understand. Okay.